The Jamie Dyer Show.
Right, great to have on the phone today Ian Clarkson from the band The Jive Aces, who you might have heard of from Opportunity Knocks and, of course, Britain's Got Talent a few years ago as well. They're taking part in the Big Jive All Dayer at the Assembly Hall in Worthing on the 24th of February. That's a Saturday between 1pm and 1am. He's here to talk to us about that. But first, for anyone who might not have heard of The Jive Aces, how would you describe what you do?
Obviously, it's jive, but a lot of people don't really know, what that is. It's basically, we do music of like the late 1940s and the early 1950s, and it's sort of where, if you imagine, it was when the swing band era, when the big bands had stopped or died down, but before rock and roll had really come in and become very big, like Bill Haley and Elvis Presley. So it's sort of like the roots of rock and roll, if you like. It's the jive, jumpy, upbeat, danceable music, which was what became rock and roll.
Yeah, it's very uplifting, and you have sent us a few tracks which we put in our system. Absolutely fantastic, very uplifting. You do a lot of live performing, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, we've got a lot of albums, but predominantly we're a live band, and we're basically pretty much on tour all our lives, really.
Yeah, you've done a couple of street gigs, because I think I saw you in Portsmouth a few years ago, sort of doing street gigs.
Yeah, that's right. Well, funny enough, years and years and years ago when we first started, we actually started off busking, and we got our started getting gigs from that, and that's where we sort of learned our trade, as it were. And then we got bigger and bigger gigs, and obviously now we do some pretty good big gigs. But one of the things we do is we do a few bits of charity work, and one of them is against street drugs, and it's called the Truth About Drugs campaign, and we've been doing that for years. And so we sort of go back to the streets, but now we have dancers, and we have our our equipment and everything, and we play for the shoppers or whatever, and the kids, and we have some educational booklets about the Truth About Drugs campaign, and that basically gets passed on to the kids and whatever, and basically hoping that they basically decide not to take them.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you do a fantastic job at doing that with the help of the music. When you play live, or when you record albums, do you record covers, or do you write anything original?
We do write our own stuff, and we do, I guess, about normal with the albums, we do about 50% covers and 50% our own original stuff. It's sort of a compliment in a way, because a lot of people just think that the ones we do live that are our originals, they just think it's an old song they haven't heard, which is good in a way, because it shows that we're writing in the similar genre. And then the recent, we've got two albums. We released one last year, and we're bringing out the new one in April. And these ones, I've only got a couple of originals on, because the band's actually been together for 21 years, the same lineup. And so we were bringing out these albums as stuff that influenced us. So one of the albums is called Digging the Roots, Volume 1, and it's all rhythm and blues and rock and roll. And the other one's Volume 2, which is coming out soon, which is more, jazz standards and well-known, jazz songs and stuff from America, which influenced us. So that's mainly covers, and people all know the songs.
Over 20 years of being together, how have you managed to stay together?
Well, yeah, it's a bit like all being married to each other and travelling in the van for 12 hours and things. But really, we have the same sort of purpose, and we like the same sort of music. And so we get on, and it's really just learning to, be in communication with each other, and not, have grievances and things like that. It's quite simple, really. But they're all nice chaps, really. I guess that's one of the main things.
Yes. How many are in the Jive Aces?
Well, the main core band, the boy band, the main band is 6 of us chaps, and then we use different female singers. We've got 2 or 3 different female singers who will come along and be like a guest, but that's quite regular. And then we have Grazia, who also, as well as doing everything else, does a couple of songs on accordion. And then sometimes, like tomorrow, like the Big Jive, we have just for our set, we have many guests. We have 2 or 3 different girl singers, and we've got a young rock and roll guitarist from Paris.
About the big Jive All Dayer, which is at the Assembly Hall in Worthing, what is the thinking behind that? I mean, it says it's a 12-hour marathon. You've obviously done it before. What's the thinking behind it?
Yes, actually, I think it might be the 5th year or something we've done it, and really it was because we put it on because there aren't many festivals and clubs and things that do the sort of music we like, which other than, you can go and see one band. And we love the music and we like dancing to it. And we have lots of friends who like playing the music. And also a lot of people, a lot of our fans, there's a crossover between us and other bands. So we decided to do this thing, and it's from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning. And we have, including us, there's 5 bands. And we have 3 DJs. We always get 3 different top DJs who play all the swing, jive, rock and roll, blues, that whole roots genre. And people come from some people dance from literally, 1 p.m. in the afternoon to 1 a.m. in the morning.
Well, it sounds like one big party, and it's not just music, is it? You've got vintage stalls and bar and food and stuff available as well.
Yeah. So it's basically like a little mini jive festival, like a one-day jive festival. Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. How long is your set? I mean, out of that 12-hour marathon, how long are you playing for?
We're probably... Well, it gets longer and longer as we have the guests. We were looking at how long when we were rehearsing the other day, but it's probably going to end up we'll probably be doing like an hour and a half or something. And then there's the DJs, and then we have Mike Sanchez, who's an amazing boogie-woogie piano player. He used to play with Bill Wyman's Rhythm Kings. And we have a doo-wop vocal band called the Class of 58. And there's loads of them. Bamboozle, which is a great band from Kent, who do jump jive, which is led by a female singer who plays the double bass and jumps on it. It's all that sort of thing. There's a show, for people who don't dance as well, because at the assembly halls you can sit upstairs as well, and you often get people come along and either just watch all the shows and everything going on, or have a break in between dances and watch it like a theatre show as well.
Yeah. Well, so you get a wide selection of people, which is great to hear, and certainly jive and swing and that and vintage in this area is very, very big, especially in West Sussex, especially down here where we are in Chichester. So anyway, thank you very much, Ian, for coming on today. Ian Clarkson from the Jive Aces. It's great to have you on. All the best for the big Jive All Dayer, which is going on at the Assembly Hall in Worthing on Saturday the 24th of February between 1 p.m. and 1 a.m. I assume tickets are still available. So thank you very much, and all the best for future gigs and releases.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yes, thank you.
The Jamie Dyer Show.